All right, welcome everyone to the December 9th Historic Preservation Commission meeting. We will do our first order of business we'll do the roll call thing, and so we'll just go around the room and say our names so that we know who's here.
Especially me, because I don't know anybody.
You know me.
I know, well, I know you. I do.
Hillary Perkins.
Carol Dinky.
Sue Indelicato.
Jason Vassar-Elon.
Brian Bergfeld.
And I'm John Wagner, Director of Planning and Development.
Great, and I am Angela Thompson, the chairperson for the Historic Preservation Commission. Okay, our next order of business is approval of the meeting minutes for December 11th, 2025. Does anyone have any comments on the minutes? We received those earlier digitally. Did anyone have any comments? All right, hearing none. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move we approve the minutes from November 11th.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, the minutes for November 11th are approved as written. All right, so next. We have no public hearings.
Nope.
And then next on our agenda is visitor comments. And those are comments from people who are not here for an application. So if you're here for one of the projects that is looking for a demolition permit, that's not what I'm talking about. Something else for the Historic Preservation Commission. Doesn't look like anyone has them. Okay, so we will move on.
Did we have somebody else come in?
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Oh, yeah, another member came in, so you want him to, so if you could please say your name.
John Pierce.
Thank you.
Jim?
John.
John, okay. I should know that part. Okay, John Pierce, okay. Thank you.
And that helps us with the minutes too. Okay, moving on then to our new business. Our first application is for 856 Marshall.
Yeah, they should be in order. The stack should be in order of the agenda.
And I don't.
We'll see them. That's this
It's this one.
It's this one.
Rock development, okay.
And we didn't have anything from John Eagle. He wasn't able to attend our meeting tonight.
He did send us some.
Sent them back here.
There were a few things I think I put in there.
Okay, yeah.
No, but not for this one, though.
Yeah, mostly what he found was building permits and then nothing really substantial historic.
Right.
And he was limited on time to do the research for those. So if there's anything where we think we'd like to look at it, just keep that in mind, that the time was limited. I believe he's on vacation. Does anyone have any comments, questions on 856 Marshall? Want to?
I'm gonna review this page. It's like question and answers about. Who did this?
The applicant did.
Okay. I don't think I've seen this yet.
And do you want me to, so is everybody ready to see the applicant? Is there an applicant here? Okay, and could you please introduce yourself?
Simon Paddock from Rock Development.
Or with the developer? So if you have any questions, he can probably help.
I have no questions.
Questions? Jason?
No.
All right. Okay, do we have a motion?
Yeah, I mean, the property is in severely deteriorated condition, so, I'll make a motion to approve the demolition of 856 Marshall.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Hey,
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, hearing none. The demolition request for 856 Marshall is. Thank you. Our next project is 308 Oak Street. Oh, wow, we got rid of all kinds of people.
It was safe. Could we say?
Actually, no. One person has the next two and then the one person has the following two after that, so.
Oh,
That kind of whittles the crowd down
That's
a
right,
little
it
bit.
was there, I noticed that, there were same owners. Yeah, 308 Oak Tree is our next one. So there are these two small houses that next to each other. Which are not in such poor condition, however. From a historic preservation standpoint,
Don didn't have anything.
there's not much we can.
No.
Well, and then were these ones built in the 50s, so
No, I thought it was 30s or 20s or something.
was this one the 20s? Is the other one? I don't know.
I can put up this thing on it.
Sounds right in here, son. It's 75 years old, so
1950.
Thank you.
And I think Nathan, is there?
Nathan's not here.
no, he's not here.
Okay.
Is there someone here for this particular property?
I thought they would.
It's not.
Um,
No one's here but us.
not what they said.
All
I
right.
wonder if anybody's having trouble getting up. A bit suspicious.
Oh, no, it's not. They expect us to just.
Actually, when I spoke with Nathan the other day, he said he would try to log on, but
Oh, good.
yeah, I did talk to him.
Lucky.
Know what he's doing.
Do you want to circle around back to that one in case he joins us?
We do that. That's a good idea.
The next two, actually.
And so that's the next two.
Okay.
Those two small houses. And actually, we will circle that. Just go to 700 Sherwood.
I have a public comment about that.
For 700 Sherwood?
Yes,
Okay,
if I may.
yeah, please go ahead.
I don't know if the developer.
And if you could, no, please go ahead. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Yes, my name is Adam McGonigal. I live at 646 Sherwood, which is the home immediately to the north. I'm next door neighbors to 700 Sherwood. I don't oppose the demolition. The house is in poor repair. We're pleased to see it developed. We want to make sure.
Just speak up a bit.
Sure.
So the microphone.
We and many of the other neighbors on Sherwood simply want to make sure that the new development in that space on that property maintains the character of that neighborhood and of Sherwood Street in particular, which is a historic street. I know it's a historic district for part of that particular, but none of the houses on Sherwood, for example, have vinyl siding or vinyl windows. None of them have garages on the front of the house. None of them mention siding. So in any event, those are the comments I have. We'd like the new home there to be consistent with that character of the and we haven't had the chance to review whatever.
Thank you. You know, and I greatly appreciate your comments. It was my first thought of a home being demolished there, that the new home would look like many of the developer houses, which are okay. You know, they do and don't fit in to Webster Groves. They look like new homes. They don't look like the old homes. And that area has a particular character to it. Unfortunately, there's only so much control that the city has. And we don't have any control over that, what's built. The Architectural Review Board has in a sense, you could say limited control because it's not a historic district or anything else. So, you know, unfortunately, there is that situation. it's something where in the future, hopefully, maybe we could have something like conservation districts or something that would allow your neighborhood to be able to say, there's certain things we don't want. The front facing garage business, I don't think it's been approved or anything
No.
yet, so
Yes.
they won't have that.
Right.
But some of the other things are harder to say, you know, but we don't have a say in that. But I greatly do appreciate what you have to say and that everyone there enjoys the character of their neighborhood because it is a beautiful street. Definitely.
And just so you know, we go around the table all the time about that. Like whenever someone comes in with a demolition, that's one of the first things we talk about. Like what are they gonna do when they tear the place down? And, you know, preserve the historic value of the neighborhood, just so you know.
I appreciate that. Is there an opportunity to comment the architectural review board?
Only if it's in a historic district, is it open for public comment.
Okay.
You can always say, write a letter or something to the city if you'd like to. I don't know if it have any much effect, but you know, something like that, you could.
You can send me an email if you'd like.
I'm representing Pentrex Corporation. They do a lot of these demolitions in new houses, and they would certainly be susceptible and interested in your comments. If they, when they submit drawings for a new house to replace the house they're tearing down, I have no doubt that they would be interested in your feedback. That'd be great. So, and Pentrex Corporation is the one who's buying a house, going to tear it down and build a new one. So they will be submitting plans to the Architectural Review Board. They want to do this again in the future. They want to be, you know, seen as a good developer in Westford, not a bad one. So I think that, you know, if you contact them and say you'd like to, you know, weigh in on the plans for the new house, let's see why they would, you know, take your comments. That'd be great. I get your contact information.
And my contact number is on, and my email is on the city's website. So feel free to send me an email. I'll make sure it's where it needs to move. I appreciate it.
It is a spec house?
No,
It's not, I'm saying what they're building is a spec house or is it for a client?
for a client.
It's for a client.
So, that's what I'm, yeah. But still, there's lots of wiggle room there, and they're not gonna build something that's out of character, and I don't think they wanna sully their reputation here with building something that's crappy, like a Lewis Home or something, like they have on my street, Webster, I'm sorry, in Kirkwood, where they just built all these white vinyl boxes going down the street, you know.
It's just a question of,
Yeah.
you know, just
I think
interested.
they would take into consideration anything I'm saying. Thank you, so, sure.
Well, it's also a large piece of property. So there's to me, there's a lot of opportunity. Clearly, someone has purchased it. There's a client and so forth. You know, this isn't a person of low means, I guess. They would be able to, they should anyway, you would expect that they would have the means to build something nice, something decent that was of the quality of the other houses, right? You know, that
Right.
could fit right on in. So, you know, that's what one would hope.
Right. Understand.
So, you know, hopefully that's what they're thinking, whoever's doing it. But yeah, like I said, that's not, unfortunately, our job is to approve the demolition,
No objection.
unfortunately. Right, it was interesting to look at the pictures. I thought, there's a lot of things, I know there's houses that, have been fixed up that look a lot worse in Webster, of course, but, then you gotta find someone willing to do that. So there's always that, you know, it does appear to have been, I don't know, was it vacant?
Mary Schluter lived in there for a long time. She was very elderly, and she didn't take care of the house at all. And the foundations, when I went down there, were some of the worst I've ever seen. And we looked at having the house lifted up and having a foundation replacement, and that was like 200,000 just to get a new foundation, because every single wall was caving in and had been for years. And then there's termite damage everywhere, and she didn't take care of the house at all.
So, okay, there's a house down the street from where I live that had that, elderly ill person that, I mean,
Just didn't have the means for the.
wherewithal.
Yeah, the ability to.
Or something to take care of their house.
Upstairs. You need to go up, to the second floor and third floor, they just didn't do it, and squirrels moved in and ate all the woodwork, and it's great.
Yeah. very unfortunate, really. Especially when it was probably a beautiful house at one point.
It's a shame because it was a joy build.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a joy built home. And I know John wrote that on there, other than being a joy built home, there's no history or anything like that to it. And it's in poor shape. So,
Beyond saving maybe.
yeah. Well, we don't have anyone lined up to save it, so, and we're not in the business of that necessarily, so,
That's true.
right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, comment.
yes, please.
I'm Tony Marino. I live next door, the other side of it. So. This is-
Yes, I see too.
Yeah, Carol lived in there for years. As a matter of fact, she was in there before us. We moved in 1982 next door. A house was built in 27. Those houses are beautiful here. And it's part of the reason we stayed in there, solid as wreck. And our concern is, again, is the same thing. We know that Carol did absolutely nothing to take care of that house. She had the means, she just didn't do it. I don't know if it was a mental thing or what it was, but and I know, I think I've been in there a couple times. He was in very bad shape. So we don't oppose that. We just want to make sure that, again, it's within the character of the neighborhood. You know, we have lived there a long time. We've spent a lot of money on our house, and we are currently doing that right now. And we love Webster, but we want to make sure that it stays kind of, and it doesn't have to be exact, but we want something to look pretty close to what it should in that area. And these houses are 100 years old. And they were well built, you know, I mean, so you just had to take care of it. And Carol didn't do that. So, yeah, so if I can make comments and send you an email and maybe the same thing, I would like to do that as well.
Of course.
You know, but yeah, I don't oppose doing the demolition. It's unfortunate. It really is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And hopefully I encourage you to definitely give them your comments. They seem open to it. That's a wonderful thing. You know, we want to encourage that. And most people don't want to build a house and move in, and no one likes them because of what they built. So at least most people, right? So,
Well, I think Pentrix has a stake in this because if they don't build something that's very close to what people want, they're not going to have another opportunity. West.
Or when they send me
Am I
back
right?
here again in 6 months to a year to do it again,
Right.
everyone's gonna have a bad attitude for the company, so they don't want that.
yeah, those houses, especially the ones with all the, you know, it's a lot of stucco in the neighborhood and the bricks and the,
Try to get through this.
Wonderful.
With the drill.
lovely.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
It's great. Very soft.
Thank you. Okay, are you here as well for this property or?
I am not. I did grow up on Sherwood and Prince Street.
Yeah.
Since my dentist, since I was able to go to the dentist, he's recently retired. But no, I no longer live on Sherwood. Love to see a great house.
Okay. All right, do any of us have any other comments on Sherwood, 700 Sherwood? Okay,
I have a question.
sure.
So is there any precedent for just being a joy built home? There's interest in going to stay on kind of investigating the house on the demolition permit, or is that not enough by itself? Because I know maybe it's not a historic landmark, but you know, the joy built home kind of is a thing in Webster. It certainly contributes to a lot of the character of Webster. And there's a finite number of them. We're going off of information here that, you know, I don't know if we.
You know, I live near there and I love that area over there and I walk over there almost every day. And I have been concerned year after year as the condition of that house has deteriorated. And when I saw the utilities being marked in the front yard, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. I didn't know what was coming up, but it is in severely distressed
So
position.
it's not.
Does it matter which joy it was though? Because there are the joy built houses that I think of as like the four squares. But then is it brother, cousin, there's a second joy.
Oh,
And I don't,
There's two.
I don't know, does it matter which joy it was?
We talked at one time of doing a historic designation of all the Joy-Built homes. Unfortunately, we didn't really have the time to take on that project.
Because there's 100 different houses that
Yeah.
would have to be researched, and unfortunately, we are where we are now, and they are not designated.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask John when he's back from vacation to see if he can do some cursory research on that.
Actually, we have a former member
Oh,
who did some very extensive
Very expensive.
research
Okay.
on the Joy-Built homes. He no longer lives in Webster, but we can contact him and just to start getting our arms around the idea of what it would take to do a designation. Yeah, I love that those houses are remarkable in many ways. But yeah, unfortunately, we are where we are now.
And I think the problem here comes a little bit with the condition as well, that, so we, if there's 100 Joy-Built homes. So if we, John already looked some, didn't find anything. So there is, it's a little bit tricky on this one. Personally, that was my first thing of like, I wish it were already designated and we could say something about it, but it's not. And it is in poor condition. So it's a tricky situation there. I feel it like we're not, I don't know. So if we held it over, we wanted to do more research. I don't feel our chance of finding anything that would change the vote. Right. I mean, does anyone think we would find anything that would change your view on?
My inclination is that we would not. And, it would be a different story if perhaps this was a National Register district and we might be able to bring historic tax credits into play
Something.
that might start making it even somewhat financially feasible for someone to undertake rehabilitation of this house. But I worked on a lot of houses, historic rehabs that were as bad or worse than this, but without the tax credits, it's just not financially feasible. And I mean,
it's crazy expensive. I mean, somebody just needs to be willing to do it for whatever reason. And you can't really just say someone should, right? That's not in that department. A person would not get their money back. It's not right at that point. It's not an investment anymore. It's you want
It's
to
a
save a home.
Labor of love.
Yeah. So that's a different thing.
Does Mrs. Schluter still live in that house?
I don't believe.
She passed,
She passed away.
her sons, maybe they were the ones that inherited it, and it's been vacant for 3 years.
Oh, it's been
She
that
passed.
long? That's what I thought it looked like.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
vacant.
3 years in December.
Okay.
So it's right around now. It's 3 years she passed away.
and just another item, I think in the comprehensive plan that the city of Webster Groves has just adopted, one of the strategies that we'll be looking into implementing is conservation districts. And what that is would allow a neighborhood like yours to get together and determine the parameters that you would like to see the architectural styles in your neighborhood. Like, we want things that have this type of massing, this type of style, this type of size. And it's a ground up thing. It's not something the city would say, okay, this is what we want for your neighborhood. It would be the residents there would say, okay, this is what we want. And there would be a mechanism to develop and implement these conservation districts. So, if you kind of keep an eye on the newspaper and what's going on with the city, you might be interested in having your input about your experience in your neighborhood and what you would like to see, and that a conservation district might be something that would be potentially useful to you. So that's just kind of a heads up. There's no particular time frame for when that's going to start being examined for our city, but it is in the comprehensive plan.
So you'd be able to say you don't want any vinyl siding in your neighborhood. You can actually, you would be able to list the materials if you said you wanted only stucco, brick and whatever stone on your houses and you can't paint the stone type of thing. You know, you could say that in that kind of, so that's what, in this case, that would be helpful, right? And you could see where you'd feel a lot better if you had some rules like that, right? So, okay. Any more questions? That's a good thing. All right, do we have a motion for 700 Sherwood?
I move that we approve the demolition of 700 Sherwood.
All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, the demolition for 700 application for 700 Sherwood is approved. Thank you very much for all of you who spoke. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your participation. Oh. Okay. Next, we have 637 West Glendale. Yeah, this one. And Mrs. Pentrex also, right?
It's the sign. It's got really confused because I was flipping through and I saw this. This back.
The gentleman, Nathan, is having trouble logging in, so he just emailed me, so I'm gonna step out and see if I can
This one.
call him and maybe put him on speakerphone when we get to that.
Oh, yeah,
Would that work?
that would be fine.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You have a package from Ron in this one?
There was nothing, just like 2 sheets of paper. I think.
Yeah, I think he just found the building permit.
Yeah, that's what
That's
it
about
is.
it. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so any comments or anything, questions?
One is in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There appears to be none. I mean, relatively, you know,
Yeah, just, yeah.
Little one.
just your standard Webster.
And the person that's calling in is,
Not for this one.
no,
That's
for
for
the
the
2 weeks. Okay.
No, I'll give him a call when we get to it. I don't know why I can't log in, but he said speakerphone works just as well.
All right, excuse me, sir, are you here for this one?
Just a sign permit.
Okay, oh, it's not her, okay. All right. So,
This is not a historic district.
no,
Going, Glendale.
we're on Glendale.
Yes, ma'am.
Fortunate that this little house would be demolished, but.
Yes, kind of.
No, there's anything we can say about it.
Yeah. Understanding that even if you put a stay on those, like it would have to be historic to be preserved. It can't just be
Right.
character else.
Right, there has to be something, so when you say that, like, if we were to find the character of it to be under something unique in a historic way. But
Right.
we don't have hard, to tell you the truth, we don't have hardly any houses in Webster that are necessarily gonna qualify for that. There's a few, but.
If they were like an outstanding example of a certain style,
Yeah.
that's in our criteria for designation. Or
Like
if there was a,
restaurant home.
or there was a very significant architect or,
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's for the designation, right, for the historical.
Yeah.
Like landmarks. part.
Well, that would be something that if it had potential for that, we could hold it over to investigate it
Right.
to potentially nominate it. But it would have to have complied with one or more of those criteria.
But the other part of the stay was it gives us 4 months to look for other ways to salvage either the materials or the purpose for the building, not just a historical landmark, but are there other ways this house could be utilized if it's livable and contributes some way to the character of Webster.
So that counts when we're in a district and stuff like that?
Only districts.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Districts or designations.
Yeah, so then we can say, okay, we need to figure out something else to do with this, and so if nobody comes forward, when you have something, say, in a district, no one comes forward, no one's going to do anything with it. It's these people or nobody, that's when you really,
Sorry.
like the church, remember, Bethany Church, somebody came along and now uses it as a church.
Is that black mold?
Looks like it.
But you don't.
And
I mean,
vacant, it says.
It's unfortunate, like I said, but
You would never guess all of this was happening inside this home with nothing outside.
It's true of a lot of
You
homes.
would drive past this thing and to the next house.
about all kinds of things, you know. So-
You wouldn't believe the mess in my house.
I'm 102. I think when I'm 102, I'll probably need a ladder too.
Wait,
This basement.
well, I think I've seen that.
Okay. Does anybody have anything at all? If not, hearing nobody, would you like to make any comments?
The house is in bad shape. William Stover lived in there he's 81, 82 or so. He should have been married to Mary Schluter because they've had similar housekeeping, styles, for lack thereof. And the house is just in terrible shape. It hasn't been maintained at all for a long time.
But it is vacant though, yeah.
Well, he's still technically, I guess, he's selling it to, this company.
Oh, okay.
This thing said vacant, but,
But if it is, it's just recently vacant.
oh,
Okay.
But he lived in there. I mean, if you Google him now, it shows he's the resident there, but he doesn't, no one lives there right now. But it's in really bad condition.
So it's not like the other one was vacant for 3 years. It's not like that situation, right? Yeah, someone was living.
Is this a spec house?
I don't know.
Oh.
I can find out.
Well, it's not sold yet to you, though, you said. Okay. Do we have a motion for 637 West Glendale?
I'll move to approve the demolition permit 637 West Glendale.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, hearing none, the demolition request for 637 West Glendale is approved. Thank you very much. All right, so we are going to circle back to 308 Oak Tree. 308 Oak Tree first.
Hello, this is Nathan.
Nathan, John Wagner, Webster Groves.
Good evening, John.
I got you on speakerphone here with the entire Historic Preservation Commission.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully this works well enough for everyone.
That technical difficulties, I think, are my fault. So
Actually, we had that before. Karen was having.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
I did something. So sorry, Karen.
So we had it at another meeting
Oh.
where we
Yeah.
did the same thing, so it worked.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've done this before and it worked fine.
worked fine.
Improvise. So
Yeah.
alrighty.
Okay, hi Nathan. We are all
Hello.
here. We have just started really reviewing the packet. And does anyone have any questions or comments on these houses? Are these so there's two houses next door to each other being demolished? Is this or clients or like for particular people, or is this for spec homes?
They're for spec homes.
Okay.
and just for context or update, we did go through architectural review board and received an approval last Thursday with them for the new proposed design.
All right, thank you. So if we don't. No.
I assume that's all contingent on approval of source review on tonight, obviously. So
Obviously, yes, you would not have a
That's
place to
what-
build your house.
exactly, that's what Jim Bailey had outlined for me. So those were the steps we were marching through.
Okay. All right, does anyone have anything other than the, I don't know.
I have a question. This may be something, this is Jason, good evening. And you may have already gone over this with the Architectural Review Board, but is the plan to preserve the historical character of the neighborhood?
Say so. I guess I'm not sure. We didn't. That's a tough question, to be honest. I don't know. Are there historic components that are important to you all that we may have missed or that aren't captured? The street's a bit of a hodgepodge, but if there are components in there that we want to reach back to, we'd be open to doing so, of course.
Well, we just had some conversations with neighbors about a different property, and they were very concerned about the neighborhood retaining its character. And I imagine the same would be the same for this neighborhood. And so I just wanted to just make sure that that's something that's part of the conversation is all.
Oh, that's fair enough. I'm not sure how much the photographs tell the story, but those lots are actually quite odd. They have a big hump or big hill where the current homes are sitting, and so we've actually planned to pull that driveway down so it's less of a steep incline, and then do more of what I would call a split foyer, split level design, which is very similar in layout to, I guess, the home directly to the east. And so we're kind of taking some cues from the site and the topography, if nothing else. So I appreciate the input, and we're using kind of two different. The design, just for context, is using they're going to be fraternal twins, I guess is the best way to describe the homes. They're not going to be identical, and so we have kind of traditional St. Louis red brick is one of the color selections, and then we would be using kind of similar siding and window proportions that are elsewhere on the street there.
All right, thank you for answering that for me.
Well,
Sure.
if you went through ARB, that implies you have plans already, so you'll be
Yeah,
able to see what they might look like.
that's true. I just wanted to advocate for neighbors.
Yes.
Yes, we have met the neighbor to the west. I'll call it to the west, and they were excited that those homes, which were getting pretty tired, are going to be improved upon. So,
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Nathan? For 308? All right, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the demolition request for these two properties on Oak Tree Drive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And hearing none, then we have an approval for 308 Oak Tree. And we'll do it again for 312 Oak Tree. Did you look at that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess we have to vote on them separately.
Yes, we have to vote on
All
it
right,
separately.
Even
Amend
though
my-
they're twins.
Then proposal to, what do we do first?
308.
308. Oak Tree Drive.
Okay. Great. And now we'll do 312.
I move we approve the demolition of 312 Oak Tree.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Closed. Okay, the demolition application for 312 Oak Tree is.
Thank you, Nathan.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Okay, next up is our sign permit application, which we have not done a lot of these. So this is for Kilwins. Right?
It is, yes.
The Kilwins. So we had the,
I noticed, I was not aware until I got this and got here and saw this packet. My co-tenants' papers are in there too. Are we doing it at the same time?
We can, yes.
Okay, I don't think they're aware. I'm happy to speak for them as well. That's Hula Bowls. They're a separate deal, separate.
okay, so the front
The front will be.
of Jets is gonna be Kilwins.
Thank you for that. How I, like, where is?
It's Jets.
The old Jets.
But that's gonna be Kilwins, and then the back is gonna be Hula Bowls.
The back will be Hula Bowls.
Hula Bowls, it's like,
Like an acai bowl, protein bowls and, how you call them?
Like Poke Bowls?
Yeah, smoothies.
oh, yeah, nice.
Smoothies. Very, very healthy. We've got a very healthy option, or we've got.
You guys-
You gotta have dessert.
Whatever you guys. want. Yeah, I love.
Okay, I got it.
Please.
I was wondering where the Hula Bowls from. Okay, and so I'm not totally sure what are our parameters for this.
Something that crossed my mind is in, some of the guidelines for the historic districts, there is something about, having signage that's like on awnings and about, not having like national brands advertised on anything that's permanent. Like you might be able to stick a sign in the window that's removable, but saying, oh, we sell, these types of appliances or whatever, and putting that on your awning or putting those national brands actually on a kind of an affixed element to the building is prohibited. And I'm trying to remember now exactly, it's words to those effects. I think that, if we wanted to look it up, it's probably available online, those guidelines.
Could you give us a 5-minute lecture on how the sign ordinance works? How much the coverage percentage and all that?
I don't know what it is off the top of my head. We looked at that, I think Prashant looked at this and it was.
Because there's vinyl signs on here too, and.
Yeah, my concern is these fitting in the historic district. I mean, I think the awnings are quite nice, but this.
The ice cream caramel.
Yeah.
And sundaes and stuff.
Yeah.
The
The window
full of
stickers.
stuff.
Yeah,
That just might not be allowed. I'm only,
Yeah.
my experience with Maryland Heights is
yeah.
the sticker signs and
Yeah,
the
they-
awnings and
they-
everything counted towards the percentage of the sign that can
Yeah.
cover the front of the building.
But to be fair, Straub's kind of has a similar, it's not color, but it has a similar facade of their building as well.
It's just paint, isn't it? Well,
Yeah,
see,
maybe when they paint the.
So we're going line.
No,
right, I mean, don't they have the historical painting on the side of the building?
Sure.
Yeah, well, you're right.
I know,
You're right.
but it depends on how your city attorney interprets the
It would
code,
depend, yeah, they have the whole thing filled with the
Yeah.
picture.
right?
Yeah, I just, I think it's worth visiting.
I'll check that part of it to
Yeah.
make sure it complies with the sign code. I think the overall look of particularly the awnings and stuff like that, I think are the things to look at. We'll make sure that if the rest of those things aren't permitted, you won't be able to do those.
Yeah, because I think the awnings look quite nice. I think those would fit fine. I just, I have concerns about this look in a historic district.
And I
With
didn't
the-
mention that, like the other ice cream spot right over across from, down the street from Straub's, they don't have a lot of this in the window.
No, they don't, right, they play.
Yeah.
They don't have that. I look inside there all the time.
I was thinking about
They're-
like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Yeah, we'll make sure they comply with
Yeah.
it.
We just need to,
There-
the sign code is probably the overriding
Yeah,
ordinance here.
the sign code would be first, but then the historic preservation guidelines would come into play.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth
What were you-
taking a close look at that, so we don't inadvertently go in a direction that is not allowed or is not in the best interest of the
It's
district.
a totally different character on Straub's, like that little window right there.
Yeah, it just
building
reminded me.
Versus that.
It just
I see
reminded
what
me.
you're saying.
yeah, that's all.
Well, they do,
Does it come down to like,
Clean it all up.
Yeah.
Well, that's considered a sign in the terms of the ordinance often.
It's,
if it's
you can
yeah,
wash that off.
vague about?
Yeah.
True, true.
So
Interesting, though.
it's,
Always
But-
made me think
Good point,
about,
yeah.
yeah.
so personally, I would like the awnings to be plain.
Hmm.
I don't know if we even have that choice. These aren't bad, but
They are
there's a
busy.
lot of killings.
Like, where are we at? Are we at Phillips?
Yeah, exactly.
You might think you're at the hula bowl. Whatever it's called.
If you've ever done a total access urgent care,
Yeah.
they'll talk signs. They will hound you for signs, but we're a whole different place.
That's because they love that big thing up there on the
Oh, they put signs on every outdoor space that they can if they
sick
want.
people and every window filled with signs.
So can we delay this one until we find out?
Yeah, how does that work?
I think we
It's
do.
those signs stuff.
Which timing, like, okay.
Next week.
Next week. If you'll, what is, I mean, the parts on the windows, I can look at that to see if they're.
Okay.
If they're not, then as you guys may have an idea that they aren't, then we'll look at that. I think the awnings is something that you would have
And the sign up above.
and the sign above, yeah.
So how about this? If we vote on it and make our motion in a certain manner.
Mhm.
So that it could be, you could just then say, okay, it's approved this way or that way.
Is there a way we can access the guidelines?
Right now.
It's in-
Sorry to put you on the spot.
It's in what?
In Municode,
Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't bring this thing down at the same time.
Well, I'm not talking about looking at the sign ordinance because the planning department
Yeah.
would look at
Yeah.
that. I'm talking about looking at the historic preservation guidelines for the historic.
Are those online?
They are online.
And, you know, I've started making a habit of carrying our stuff with me to these meetings because I like to look at it, but it references what you're talking about. This section.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're talking
Yeah.
about, this is ours, but I think you're talking about that section here, 5420.
I'm talking about there's a totally different thing. It's the Webster Groves Historic District Guideline.
Old Webster
It's not,
Historic District.
yeah,
Oh, for the historic district.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
okay,
The
different.
the ordinance and the guidelines for the district
I
are
see.
two different
So we
things.
should go on under.
That was good. That was just.
I think is it under community and then
Yeah.
under historic preservation?
And
That's
over
the
here.
bylaws moment, like,
I try, man.
Designation.
Rules of this stuff.
Maybe go just to historic districts and landmarks. That's not what we want. Okay. Yeah, maybe under.
it's a specific.
I know
Old
that's a
Webster
way to get
ordinance.
it.
Guidelines.
It's a specific guidelines for Old Webster.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they've got guidelines for each district.
Yes, go back to your search. Sorry.
Storefronts. I know there was at one point, there was something about awnings in there because it came up in a previous ARB.
Oh, you've got it.
Is there
Okay.
something else? Your city code is right there.
It's not the code.
Oh,
It's the guidelines.
guidelines.
The guidelines and the code are two different
I'm
things.
skimming with them.
Yeah.
I'm reading really fast.
Did you find it though?
Monty Shelby canvas there.
Here's some.
Signs, here we go, new signs.
Okay, new signs and replacement signs will be reviewed by the Historic Preservation Commission with the intent of preserving the historic atmosphere of the district and respecting the architectural features of the building for which the sign is intended. A sign should identify a business and not a national product. Simple letters and simple styles and a minimum of colors shall be used. That is not this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
those
we
stickers,
don't
yeah.
want those.
Yeah.
that's the colors.
Yeah, that's because I distinctly remember that these things have come up before with the ARB and yeah. it's very specific about,
Bless you, bless you.
about simple letters and styles and a minimal of colors. Yeah,
It says that all awnings on one building shall be the same color.
I think they did that.
I don't
think that-
remember.
I think they got that.
Where,
Okay.
Yeah.
where'd you find that?
Is that-
Good stuff.
I'll tell you, let's see, I'll back up here.
So
I found it
just-
under, you go to,
community.
well, no. You go to pull down government. And now it's going to sit.
So
It's
these
a-
awnings wouldn't necessarily comport with that.
I thought they were all the same color.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay,
It's
yeah.
under,
Oh.
it's under
There-
government, boards and commissions,
So like a bird.
boards and commissions of the city. And yet us.
Yeah, that was. That's.
All the awnings gonna be the same color.
With the
white part. As long as they're the same.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's clearly stated in the historic district guidelines for this district that this type of signage is not.
Well, the window signs or the awnings?
The window signs.
The awnings are fine.
Yeah.
They're all the same. It actually says that. Just basically, they need to all be the same.
And they
They're all
are
the
kind
same.
of, they're identical.
Oh.
It looks like.
I think that part's just no windows.
That's right.
And the sign overhead is fine too. The,
But it's, and the building's painted white now,
Yeah, that
seems
right?
That's a lot.
pretty, it's oval, actually, I think it's.
matches the awning. Not
But
too many
it's-
colors, look good.
Exactly, it's pretty simple and straightforward.
Yeah, those stickers.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
It's interesting that I didn't even see it, but once you mentioned those colors on the sign, it's like.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's, they clearly outline that this is not allowable with the colors and it's supposed to be minimal colors, simple, and this is, that does not meet those guidelines.
So this is on back, behind this.
Mhm. So what Jets Pizza is, this is gonna, this gonna be,
Jet's Pizza
this is gonna be what
Yep.
Just Pizza gonna look like, even on the other side of that, it's gonna be.
So it's,
No.
when you go in the parking lot and it's at the back,
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
when you go in the parking lot, this is what you see. And so this is gonna be on the back side.
Yeah.
That's an okay.
so,
Angel.
yes, sir.
Well, I'm TJ Redmond, everybody. I live in 662 West Lockwood Avenue, so just down the street from here. We are putting this Kilwins in. We'll actually be the owners of the Kilwins. Yeah, I'm also the partner, owner of the buildings as well. I'm not wild about the sign, the windows myself. That is just what was brought up, that was given, said, hey, this would look good. I have a alternative. I don't love it either. I actually like that a little better than this, but it's simply a frosted glass look.
So that space with is being covered because you're doing something in there.
We've been,
You'll- You'll be,
It was so much glass, it was A, unusable, and B, it's a chocolate and ice cream, and to have that much window line, yes, make it very, very difficult to keep that proper.
so, so you just have white.
That's just.
What's wrong with maybe a light gray color that's not so bright? How about that? Because the whole building is white. It's not what this isn't what the building looks like.
Right, that's,
It's
the
white.
unfortunate part is that was done before we painted it.
And I think it would be better if that was a different color. To me, gray comes up because it's windows. You don't really want to do, you can do blue, like when it's blue.
Yeah, why not?
This would
black?
be, make it a very white, the whole building would be white, and then when you get your bricks, so it's gonna, it already has gets a little bit of dirt in there and stuff, that's gonna really. I don't know that I'd do white.
What are your options? Like, do you have any options that you can choose from?
Those are basically the two right now. I can look into a what's been termed a blackout look.
Yeah.
Which might be more gray, or maybe
Yeah.
try to get it more gray. But that might be.
I think that would be a
better
little
alternative.
better with your white building.
I don't disagree.
I would say
you know, like it looks okay. It looks a little better with the brick building, but
Mhm.
with the white building, it's gonna be very white.
I was just gonna suggest, this is what I asked, I'm like, well, what if you had something consistent with the color of the awning itself, like, you know, if the awning is basically a burgundy, maybe a burgundy.
We could look at it, might be too much burgundy.
Right, you're right, but
So.
What I think what I'd like to request is if everything else is okay, we can go to a one color version and just give me the latitude to pick the color and maybe blue. I mean, it's gonna be something that makes sense.
I don't know that I'm entirely comfortable with that. I would really, because it is in the historic district, I would like to see what it looks like, because we've got the building painted white, we've got the awnings. I really think that, specifically because the colors are mentioned in the guidelines that I would like to see. I mean, I think for me personally, I think the awnings are fine. But you know, if we're gonna be applying some sort of color to that many windows, I would kind of like to see what it is and see it in the actual context, not with a white building. If your building's gonna be white, let's see it white. Because that right there with the brick that's not painted is not what we're gonna be seeing. You know what I mean?
That's a new picture that we.
That's not
The
what it
building
looks
is,
like.
is
No.
painted white.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes, I think we should be reviewing what it's actually going to look like. If the brick is painted white, we need to see the representation with the brick painted white, with the awnings on it, and with what you are proposing for those windows. And if you wanted to have a couple or three options, we could maybe review those. So that way, you know, you could have your choice A, choice B, and
Yeah, I mean,
choice
the
C.
color of the buildings in the.
This is what it looks like now, it's the white.
Yeah.
It says here in
Does
the
it help you
guidelines.
at all? Would it help you at all if we approved the awnings and the other sign? And the windows we said are not approved and you could come back and get,
That way you could get started
then
on
you
your
could do that
awnings.
part, the awnings
Sure.
could be ordered, you could.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to
Yeah.
open for the holidays, so it's gonna look
That's what I would
kind of silly. Like, it's boards up in the windows,
It
but
says current surfaces that have never been painted should not be painted.
Yeah,
I know,
building
it wasn't
doesn't have been
supposed to be
painted in the
painted. I
first
don't
place.
know if you know that,
yeah.
knew that anyway, but,
you did ask the city.
oh,
Yeah,
John wasn't here.
yeah, not supposed to be painted, sorry, but,
yeah.
it isn't, the one thing that I did think about it though, that particular building is not a historic building
No, it's
itself.
not. It's not.
So that could have been the
I
reason.
believe that was the reasoning.
You know.
I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but the people we talked to at the city at the time.
Yeah.
It was not a historic building. They had no, they said they had no property. So-
Oh. Okay. That's okay. That's all done. It's white. That's the way it is. So. Cause you could do, so
I would say.
not to
you would
encourage you to
white
do
or-
anything differently,
or the black
but you know, you could put
ones.
posters on the windows until the time's coming that there's something that's not permanent. You could put that there if that helps you out. And then we do it and don't make them ice cream cones, make them. But,
Something that would be compliant with the
Yeah.
wording in the guidelines.
and then we can approve the awnings and the signage or the, you know, outside sign and you can move along with that part. Does that help you?
Sure.
Okay,
may I make a motion?
yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the awnings, all but the window art at um 234 West Lockwood.
Have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. The sign permit for 234 West Lockwood is approved with the amendment basically to the permit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for working with us.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, guys.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Absolutely, John. Talk soon, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For ice cream for Christmas.
Exactly.
Chocolate,
right.
Fun,
Big chip
is Christmassy.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, one more thing. You're up.
Thank you. Last month we talked about, the, electric vehicle charging, EV charging station, ideas. I know we talked about it a little bit, in the November meeting, so I just wanted you to see if you had any further comment or anything. I know, I think generally from what I gathered from the discussion last month, there's not a tremendous, I mean, it's not gonna be the regulations. I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna be for, retrofitting, existing homes. They would be for, new homes or new commercial. So, I know Carol brought up she was concerned about having to retrofit like 100-year-old home or something like that. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's not going to be the case. So I don't know how much guys would have to say or to add to what was.
I think that rolling it out, the EV ready charging for commercial is appropriate. But when I'm seeing words like mandate and require in the context of residential additions, renovations, as we stated before, I'm concerned that those requirements not be burdensome on our residents in more modest homes. And when you take a look at that Crestwood guideline, they were saying, oh, well, if you do an addition or renovation that is 50% of the home value, then you're required to put this in. Well, I want to take a look. Let's take a look at this practically. If I live in a $200,000 home, I'm going to hit that threshold at $100,000. So if I put on a new roof, remodel my bathroom because I'm not getting any younger, and have a foundation repair, all of a sudden now I need an EV charger, and I might not be driving in a few years. But then other people in our community could put $1 million wing on their house and not hit that 50% threshold.
Problem.
The city would not be requiring them to say, okay, you have to be EV ready, when it's the people with the $1 million wing who are the ones who are probably more likely to be buying a new car and buying a new electric vehicle.
Yeah.
So I really have a lot of hesitation about just because Crestwood did it this way, we should. I really think that it has the potential to put an undue burden on people who are already having trouble, as we see, maintaining their older housing stock. And do we really want to be saying, okay, now you have to put this EV ready charger in, whether you want it or not? We're just making people buy something they don't need or don't want and really can't afford to pay for. If it's $3,000 this year, in a couple of years, it's going to be $5,000, and very soon it's going to be $10,000. That's just the way prices are going up. I'm afraid that we'll be driving housing costs, which are already an issue. Those are my major concerns. And also too, when people feel like they're being forced to do stuff, they try to do things maybe, well, let's try to do A, B, or C without a permit. And that's not in anybody's best interest, because building permits are to protect the health and safety and welfare of the people in our community. So, something that has the potential to, want to drive people underground with the work they're doing. I think we want to, I'm not advocating going underground. That's just not in anybody's best interest, but we have to take a look at the reality of things for people in our community, for homeowners. And, I've heard it said that, oh, well, $3,000, that isn't that much. Well, it depends upon who you are. For me, I think about $3,000 as, okay, Carol's going to the ATM and she's drawing out $3,000. you're looking at a stack of $100 bills. And when you start counting them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's only 1,000. Now do that a couple or 3 more times, or in a few more years, another few times. Then you put debt service on that. That's $3,000. The debt service on that, the first year alone, is 6%, it's another $180. So, you know, when you talk to some folks about, okay, is $3,000 a lot of money? For some people, yeah, that's a mortgage payment. Or, you know, I have 4 kids and I need to buy school clothes and supplies for them. $3,000 is a lot of money to me, and I'm not going to be buying an electric car. I think we need to look at the realities of this and how it's potentially affecting our desire to maintain socioeconomic diversity in our community.
Yeah, I agree with that, but the new buildings, I have no problem with, they need to add that in.
Yeah.
No
If it's
problem. They're in
ground
the
up,
ground, they're doing
reconstruct.
things anyway, especially if it's EV ready.
That just means the panel can handle it? Is that what that
If
means?
the panel can handle it and there's a conduit to your garage,
Have to
you know,
run wire to the.
you have to, you know, all that. And they're doing all that while they're there. That's great.
Minimal.
But the renovation, I mean,
I don't know. I've heard people, anybody really talk about making it a requirement in renovations of any kind.
So that, when it was
That's great.
initially presented,
That's good.
that
Well,
Crestwood model
yeah.
was kind of being held up. And as, you know, oh, look, this is something we can do. And that to me, I'm very glad.
It was just an example of what other communities are doing.
I'm very glad to hear that seems like, you know.
I haven't, I mean, nothing's been proposed.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I'm the next Tuesday's city council meeting, I'm gonna give a summary of everybody's comments. And, I haven't heard anybody say, oh, it needs to be on renovations. I don't think I've heard that, so.
Okay.
I have a question. More of a concern, like I'm not convinced that electric vehicles are good for the environment. People have to think that they are.
I'm not either.
Right, so like, is there like?
Depends on where you get the electricity from.
Exactly, right? And so my question, I guess, or comment is, who's checking the balance on that? Like, who gets to say, okay, that's okay? You know what I mean? Like, if Webster,
If you're getting all your power from, or a good chunk of your power from solar panels, yeah, not
Yeah.
bad, but if it's
yeah,
from,
lithium battery,
yeah, then
you know
it's,
what I mean?
yeah,
That's
I
a
mean,
different-
there are other
that's,
hidden things people don't generally.
that's where I feel a little like, you know, new construction and having a conduit out there.
yeah,
In the future, we might come up with a way better plan. You still might want that conduit. It's a handy thing to have. So that's a lot different than actually requiring the EV stations. It's because then they put in all these things, you know, what the heck. So,
Period, or on existing homes, you're saying?
no, I'm just talking about,
commercial.
No,
new construction.
yeah.
So when someone builds a house, they make sure there are sufficient conduits out to the garage. Who knows what will happen one day? Maybe it'll just be full of water. Who knows? But, you know, it's there. If it works out great and we've got energy, you know, all our trees blow down, we can put on solar panels everywhere. But right now, we couldn't even do that. So
They're talking about it, the high amp service. So you could put a welder out there, you could put your shop stuff out
Exactly.
there, like anything that runs on higher voltage, you know, it's like, it's not only EV, it's just a
when we first moved
high voltage
to our house,
outlet in your garage.
we had a conduit that my husband was like, where does this conduit go? You looked around. And so we had the line going from our house to the garage thing overhead. And we were able to put it down into the conduit because it was there. And so that was nice. It was nice to be able to do that. Handy. That I don't know what the intention of this conduit was for. We didn't really.
EV.
We're looking way.
So the conduit just a pipe, then you need to wire it?
No,
You just put a plastic
Make
pipe
EV ready, yeah.
from your panel to the garage with no wire in it, in case you can pull a wire later.
yes. So then you can fix it up if you
You know
needed
how hard
to.
it is to do that.
But
if
the
you
panel has to be,
don't
so
have that conduit.
So EV, that's right. We don't have that in there. It's, you got a lot of trouble to put that in. And your panel has to be able to support it.
And you know, depending upon how your house is configured, there can be a lot of follow on. Depending upon what you have to run through and where you have to run that.
Mhm.
It's not just a, you know, one size fits all deal.
No. But you have an electric car, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
I had a fairly easy run through my basement, but it wasn't, it's enough. To give you pause, I did not have a conduit.
And if and when we update the electrical codes, a lot of these, many of these issues will be taken care of. Not the retrofits or that kind of thing, but
The safety items.
a lot of those technical issues will be taken care of through that.
okay, so yeah, basically our comments, I think are new, at least me, new is good. Just leave the existing houses
Yeah.
alone to do whatever it is they feel they need to do or can do, because
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to do it,
Do it.
Yeah,
if
right.
you don't have to.
I'm all for
Yeah.
updating the code
Exactly.
as well. I don't know if that matters at all. Historic
Oh, yeah.
Preservation Commission.
Thank you for your comments.
Okay. All right, so that's it for new business. Old business.
The plaques are up.
Yeah.
Ah,
I got the invoice for it, so.
They actually, they were nice enough to say, oh, just go ahead and take them. We trust Webster. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, we haven't paid them. Oh,
We haven't
say
paid
that.
them. They gave it to us and they're in, I put them up and they're there. So just the invoice is the last thing that needs to be.
I guess they made them. What else are they gonna do with them?
It's not like they're gonna give them to.
But we already have an account with them, so it's,
Hmm.
it just went through and said, oh, here, just.
Oh, that's great. All right. And
The only thing I have is the Hawken House repairs, which you probably know more about than
I
I
have
do.
no additional information. That's like Marie, they're working with the city manager and.
They're not getting council involved at this point.
Yeah, council's not involved with
Okay.
that, you know.
Well, they were meeting, I think they met last Friday, maybe.
Okay.
The council, not the council, but Marie and, some representatives from the Historical Society. About the- Who was
The
there?
mayor was.
Oh, the mayor, Laura Arnold. Okay, was there? What else do you know about it?
That's just that they got together and according to Sean, it was a pretty positive meeting. So it's still continuing, still in talk.
Okay.
That's a good sign.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't, so if that was Friday,
Yeah.
I haven't received any information on the results of that meeting. Yeah, so I'll see that. I'll check it with like with Captain Peoples and see that.
The Hawken House manager has stepped down recently because she doesn't feel like she's qualified to take on this project, this renovation project. So I don't know if they're gonna find somebody else to do that. I'm sure she was involved in the meeting.
She was
maybe.
there.
Yeah. So I don't know where it goes from there, but anyway, just to keep you up to date on.
so is that someone then they need to hire again, or is that a?
Yeah, they'll need to hire, she's a paid
Yeah, that's
position.
right.
Yeah.
What is her position?
Hawken House manager. She manages the Hawken House,
Okay.
you know, because they do tours there and they had a thing for Christmas where they had, that was last Saturday. Where they had people come through and,
She also oversees the hearth too.
no, we have a separate
There's a
person that does
separate person.
Hearthstone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gal from the
You're
Wetlands.
right, you're right.
Yeah, so she doesn't do that anymore.
Got it.
She just does the Hawken House. So if anybody's interested, they're fine.
Is it pay well?
No, I don't think so.
There's
Oh,
no
volunteer.
Oh, it's volunteer?
Well, you do it, no, she gets paid, but you do it,
Can't live on
you don't do it for the salary, you do it for the,
Do it for the love. right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Thanks.
it.
that's it for me.
Okay. Alrighty, any other old business from anyone? Okey dokey, going quick on that one. So that means we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Ready
Thank
now?
you very much, everybody.